Fun. Boom!
Ever wonder what sets 22LR rifles apart? Today we're exposing essential truths and what you should know about 22LR rifles exposed. Let's begin. Ruger's 10/22 has been a household name for decades. Talk to any seasoned shooter and they've likely owned or at least fired one of these iconic rimfires. One of the reasons it's so beloved is its approachable weight, hovering around 5 pounds in the classic carbine configuration. That moderate weight keeps it maneuverable whether you're plinking at the range or teaching a newbie how to handle a rifle. Chambered in 22LR, it strikes a great balance between light recoil and cost-effective shooting. Magazine capacity is another huge plus here. The standard setup includes a 10-round rotary magazine, but Ruger and many aftermarket brands also offer extended mags. Even though higher capacity options exist, the flush-fitting 10-rounder keeps the profile sleek. Because of its consistent feeding system, it's rare to encounter jams, which is a real confidence booster for both beginners and experienced shooters. The trigger mechanism is a straightforward single-stage design. While not super lightweight out of the box, generally around 6 pounds a pull, it's remarkably consistent and easy to get used to. There are plenty of aftermarket trigger kits though, so customizing the pull weight or smoothness is something you can do down the line. The classic carbine variant typically has an 18.5-inch barrel constructed from alloy steel, paired with a hardwood or synthetic stock, depending on which model you choose. The receiver is also made of an aluminum alloy, which helps keep the overall weight down without compromising durability. If you're looking for reliability, abundant aftermarket support, and a friendly price tag, the Ruger 10/22 is tough to beat. It has earned its legendary status by balancing user-friendliness, customizability, and plain old fun. Next on the list is the Marlin Model 60, another classic 22LR that has been in production for ages. Also known as the Marlin Glenfield Model 60, this semi-automatic rifle has taught generations of shooters how to handle and appreciate rimfires. Weighing roughly 5.5 pounds, it's slightly heavier than the Ruger 10/22, but still quite manageable. That added weight often comes from its tubular magazine and the typical hardwood stock. The Model 60's tubular magazine usually holds around 14 rounds of 22LR, although some variants can differ slightly in capacity. Because of this design, you won't have to worry about extra magazines rattling around. One downside is that reloading a tube can be slower if you're not used to it. But once you get the hang of it, it's pretty straightforward. Caliber-wise, we're obviously looking at 22LR, which is perfect for small game hunting and plinking on a budget. Its action is a semi-auto blowback system, and Marlin's micro-groove barrel technology is a standout feature. This unique firing offers enhanced accuracy for many shooters, especially when you're testing out different types of 22LR rounds. The trigger pull on a stock Model 60 sits around 5 to 6 pounds. It's not feather light, but it's sufficient for everyday target practice. You'll find a crossbolt safety as well, a standard location near the trigger guard. The Model 60 also boasts an automatic last shot bolt hold open feature. That's a nice bonus, alerting you visually that you're out of ammo and preventing dry fires. Barrel length is commonly around 19 inches, although Marlin has produced various iterations over the years. The stock is often a walnut-finished hardwood, giving it a traditional look and feel. It's comfortable to shoulder and points naturally for most shooters. While it might not be a tactical or modern design, the classic lines have their own charm. Sights typically include a ramp front sight and adjustable open rear sight. Much like the Ruger, the receiver on many Model 60s comes grooved for scope mounts. Adding a simple rimfire scope can really highlight the rifle's accuracy potential. Another plus, the Model 60 tends to run well on a wide array of 22LR ammo, although you might notice some preference for mid to high velocity rounds if you're chasing utmost reliability. Before we move on to the next one in the list, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you're enjoying this content so far, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. Thanks to all of you who do. If you're craving a modern sporting rifle vibe but still want the soft recoil and affordability of 22LR, the Smith & Wesson M&P 1522 could be a perfect match. Weighing in around 5 to 5.5 pounds depending on the specific model, this rifle captures the look and ergonomics of an AR-15 while shooting the budget-friendly 22 round. With standard magazines that hold 25 rounds, you'll have ample capacity to shred targets before needing to reload. The magazine itself is designed to mimic the feel of an AR mag, so it's a great trainer for anyone who wants the manual of arms without the cost of .223 or 5.56 ammunition. The controls, like the charging handle, magazine release, and safety selector are all in familiar places for AR enthusiasts, which is a huge plus if you're trying to build muscle memory. The barrel typically measures 16.5 inches, featuring a lightweight and durable polymer upper and lower receiver. Despite the polymer construction, Smith & Wesson did a solid job making this rifle feel sturdy and well-balanced. That also helps keep the weight down, which is wonderful for long sessions at the range. The M&P 1522 uses a direct blowback action, common for rimfire AR-style rifles, and it runs well on most standard or high-velocity 22LR loads. Trigger mechanism is generally a single-stage unit, but the pull weight can vary between models and production runs. Many shooters upgrade to aftermarket AR triggers, which is a breeze because of the rifle's AR-compatible platform. As far as safety goes, you get a standard AR-type selector switch on the lower receiver. This makes it intuitive for anyone used to the AR platform. The rifle often comes with a full-length Picatinny rail on top and M-LOK slots on the handguard for accessories. That means you can easily add red dot sights, scopes, flashlights, or foregrips to fit your style. The factory pop-up iron sights are surprisingly good, allowing for quick target acquisition right out of the box. Ergonomics mirror a typical AR-15 with a pistol grip and collapsible stock, so adjusting the length of pull for different shooters is quick and easy. Now, if you're longing for something with a traditional twist and nostalgic operation, the Henry Lever Action 22 might be your cup of tea. This rifle exudes classic Americana, combining the timeless lever action mechanism with the ever-popular 22LR round. It's relatively lightweight, often hovering just under 6 pounds, depending on the specific model. The balance is typically spot on, making it comfortable to carry on small game hunts or even just wander around plinking at cans. Magazine capacity usually rests around 15 rounds of 22LR in the tubular magazine, though some variants hold more or less. You can also feed it with 22 long or 22 short if you're so inclined, giving you more versatility if you stumble upon older ammo or if you want an even quieter shooting experience. The caliber remains 22LR as the baseline, perfect for cost-effective fun or varmint control. The lever action mechanism is as smooth as they come, which is a big selling point for Henry rifles. Each cycle chambers a fresh round with a satisfying clink. The trigger is typically a single-stage affair with a moderate pull weight, often between 4 and 5 pounds. While not designed for precision bench rest shooting, it's plenty crisp for plinking and hunting. The barrel length typically runs around 18 to 20 inches, featuring classic buckhorn rear sights and a hooded front sight on many models. This setup can be surprisingly accurate at typical 22 ranges. Henry constructs these rifles with an American walnut stock, polished brass or steel receivers, depending on the model, and a steel or brass barrel band. That combination screams old-school craftsmanship. The walnut stock is contoured comfortably, and the lever loop is generally large enough for gloved hands. Great if you're in colder climates. Since there's no manual safety like you might find on modern rifles, you rely on proper lever action operation and a hammer safety notch. If that's a new concept, it's easy to learn but requires you to be mindful. Ergonomics are excellent for folks who enjoy the classic Western-style hold. The Henry's heft is centralized, so it points nicely and swings swiftly if you're tracking a rabbit or popping cans in rapid succession. If you're a fan of tradition or you just want an iron you can show off at family gatherings, the Henry Lever Action 22 nails it. It's accurate, beautifully finished, and that lever action feels like stepping back into a simpler time. Finally, at the top of our list is the CZ457, a bolt-action gem that many enthusiasts consider the gold standard in 22LR rifles. If you're serious about accuracy, and I mean serious, this rifle is hard to overlook. Weighing in around 6 to 7 pounds depending on the variant, the 457 feels substantial but still easy to manage. That extra heft often translates into increased stability when you're going for tight groups on paper targets or making precise shots in the field. Magazine capacity typically sits at 5 rounds in the standard configuration, though CZ offers 10-round mags as well. Yes, that's smaller than the semi-autos we've discussed, but it's the nature of bolt-action .22 rifles that are purpose-built for precision. The caliber is still .22 LR, of course, but the 457 platform also accommodates other rimfire calibers like .22 WMR or 17 HMR, with different barrels. An added perk for those who crave flexibility. CZ's bolt-action design is famously smooth. Cycling the bolt is a breeze, which can help you maintain sight picture from shot to shot. The trigger is user adjustable, allowing you to fine-tune pull weight to as low as around 3 pounds or even lighter, depending on the model. That's a major win if you're chasing pinpoint accuracy for competitions or exacting varmint work. Barrel lengths vary across the 457 lineup, typically running from about 16 inches in compact models to 24 inches in the dedicated long barrel versions. Many are cold hammer forged for longevity and superior accuracy. The stock options range from synthetic to Turkish walnut, each providing different aesthetics and grip textures. CZ does a solid job with ergonomics. The stocks often feature comfortable cheek welds, ergonomic grips, and sometimes adjustable length of pull. All of these extras help you settle in behind the rifle for consistent, accurate shots. As for sights, many 457 models come without iron sights, expecting you to mount an optic. The receiver typically includes a dovetail or is drilled and tapped for scope bases. Toss on a decent rimfire scope and you'll see just how accurate a .22 rifle can be. This is where the 457 truly shines, consistently delivering sub-MOA groups at 50 yards or more if you pair it with quality ammo and do your part as the shooter. Accuracy, reliability, and overall fun, that's what .22 LR rifles are all about. We've counted down 5 solid options, each with unique perks, spanning modern tactical styles, old-school lever actions, and everything in between. If you enjoyed hanging out and talking shop about these .22 rifles, be sure to subscribe for more firearm breakdowns and shooting tips. Hope you found this video helpful, and remember, the next time you hit the range, shoot safe and have a blast.